All right, here we go. The Fox 10 Sports Exchange. And look at this. Special guest host today, Ellen McNamara in the house.
Yeah.
First of all, thank you for doing this. This is you're on a full hour streaming marathon here.
It is what it
YouTube
is. I seriously woke up this morning, Robby. No joke, woke up.
And you said, I got to do the Sports Exchange
And
today.
I did. But the first thought was the U.S. play today.
Yes.
I was so, literally was so pumped. And I'm not really nervous. I feel just excited about the team and where they're potentially going.
Yes.
But just how they look, how they've been playing, and it is just a team that we have never seen before. I mean, just as far as the skill level, for the men, and so it's been really exciting. But yeah, I woke up this morning, it was like Sports Exchange. But more importantly, the U.S. is playing today. So
I will say I share your joy and enthusiasm, and I'm still very excited. 5 o'clock kickoff of the match tonight on Fox 10. As we get closer, I'm having the opposite though. I'm starting to get nervous now. I think it's kind of like the anticipation nerves a little bit, but also we've seen some of the big dogs go down already, and this was going to happen, and this is knockout round football. This is win or go home. The stakes are higher. Teams play a little bit differently. The scores are not as lopsided. It's a lot of one, some of them 1-1, they go into extra time, or 1-0. We've seen already the Netherlands go home, and granted, they lost to Morocco, who's a very good team, but the Netherlands, the Dutch Army out. The biggest upset so far, Paraguay knocking out Germany. I'm old enough to remember, Ellen, when people said, well, it was just Paraguay the United States beat in the first game of the tournament. It doesn't matter. Who's Paraguay? They just sent the German team home, a team that many picked to make it to the finals. They are out. So this is big time stuff tonight for the United States, and I think this is going to be a match that is going to be similar to what the United States faced against Australia, because Bosnia and Herzegovina they're a more defensive team. The soccer term is they're willing to suffer a little bit. They're going to let the U.S. have the ball. But the U.S., if they could come out flying, there's something, I don't know what the team talk is that Mauricio Russell Crowe Pochettino gives to his players, but every time, whether it's the start of a game or right out of half, these guys come out a million miles an hour. They have to throw the first punch again tonight.
They do, yeah. Balogun has been such a joy to watch.
So good.
On the front. And, I mean, Alex Freeman, who wasn't even a starter and, came out the last game and was starting because obviously Christian Pulisic was out, and it was just fun to watch these guys contribute, and they can contribute. Reina is coming off the bench, the
Super
first
sub.
Game, and just threw it in the net with the outside of his foot. I mean, it was outside of his boot. It was amazing. So yeah, they've just been a really fun team to watch, and I think that you're just buying in. I mean, you're watching. And two, I think also what has helped, Robby, is social media, where social media has been sharing some really cool stories from every single fan base. And I think that has helped people buy in a little bit more and get, hey, wow, this is really cool. The video of the Japanese fan going wild and, screaming, I'm excited.
I love that
guy. You said with the Dutch art, I mean, oh my gosh, the Netherlands.
They're the best.
The Norway, fans who are rowing the boat. And it just, they're so passionate. The Mexico game last night.
Oh,
where you
the
see
scenes in Mexico City. Insane.
It's just been a great, I think thing for just the world.
This is what the world needed. The world has been brought together through sport here.
I think so too. And the last World Cup, because it was in Qatar, it was very difficult because you had that time change.
And it was in November, right? Or October, November.
Hot.
So it was weird. The time was weird because for us, everyone, that's traditional football season and everything. Yeah.
You just didn't have the eyes on it like you do now. And I think just the fact that social media is sharing some of these viral stories has also helped with the buy-in for fans, especially American fans who maybe don't watch soccer, or not as familiar with soccer. Kind of like the Olympics. You watch, you're like, oh, wow, that guy's really cool. Oh, that guy's oh, he's attractive, or, whatever it is, whatever it is. But, for people who are kind of the casual fan, or maybe not even a fan, but they're watching the U.S. play.
Yes.
This is great.
We'll miss Freddie LA7, with the German team going home. And then I guess Freddie, it seems like, I don't know what happened, but he was getting some backlash on Twitter. He has now deleted his ex account. So Freddie, we love you, man. It was a heck of a journey. I guess he's still doing it on Instagram. He's still posting because this is all just on social media, but it seems like Freddie is here through the final because he was booked to stay for the German, and then they got eliminated.
Yeah.
So I guess he's still venturing around, but man, what a journey for that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, Ella Langley concerts, J.J. Watt hooked him up in Houston with some crazy suite and signed Texans gear. At one point, there was a report he was going to the White House. I don't know if that was going to happen or if that is still happening. But Freddie LA7, man, you lived it up. We lived the World Cup through you on social media.
It was so much
so many
fun.
did.
Yeah, and he was just on social media, just a guy from Germany who was just sharing everything that he loved about America and
Waffle
places that
House,
he'd never
country music.
been before. So that was a lot of fun. And of course, we know that fans who are in from other countries, they've discovered ranch dressing. They love ranch.
Who doesn't?
And
who doesn't?
Barbecue. So yeah, I think it's just been a great time for America, and it's just fun, and it's around July 4th, so it's
I know so much to celebrate.
So much
right
Americana.
Now. The U.S. needs to win for many reasons tonight. One, the U.S. does not want to be the only host country to not advance out of the round of 32, because Mexico and Canada in dramatic fashion have already advanced to the round of 16. So the U.S. wants to keep all three host nations continue to play in this tournament. Also, if the U.S. win tonight, their next match would be on July 6th. So you got to keep the party going through 4th of July, right? We got to keep this American soccer celebration, if you will, going.
Yeah, and what's interesting, too, is this game, unlike so many other times during a World Cup, they are expected to win.
Dare I say, favorite to win this game?
So that is a completely different situation where other World Cup teams, where you get to the knockout round and you just hope. You're just hoping.
It's a wing and a prayer.
And this team is completely different. They spent, the U.S. soccer team in general, not only men's but women's, $400 million spent to make this team and the women's side good.
Well, they got a whole new. The men's have a whole new training facility in Atlanta, and I think they're paying Pochettino $6 million or $6.5 million a year or something.
Every penny worth it. That's the thing. Some of these teams that are being sent home, they get off the plane, or even before they get off the plane, when they get home, their coach has been fired. It is like, you lost? Are you kidding me? You're fired. I'm old enough to remember in '94. A Colombia player was murdered when they got home. Remember?
Really?
Oh yeah.
I was only 2.
You're only 2?
I'm sorry. I don't remember that.
So
I remember Alexi Lalas's afro and the denim jerseys.
Yeah. So in 1994, and this was the last time that the World Cup was here in America, Alexi Lalas was on that team. But what happened was America played Colombia, and there was an own goal by a Colombian player.
Okay.
And Colombia, because they lost, it wasn't even the knockout rounds, but because Colombia ended up losing, they did not go on to the knockout round. They were sent home. And Colombia at the time, this is like Medellin, this is where drug cartels are ruling Colombia. And this man, last name Escobar, he was out at a club when he got home. It was like 6 days later. He was murdered.
I've never heard this story.
So, yeah. There's a great documentary, 30 for 30.
Oh, okay.
You have to watch it.
I've seen, is it the
two
Escobars?
The 2 Escobars.
Okay, I've seen that title card when I've been on Netflix and stuff.
You have to watch it because that shows you, and in '94, I think America was like, oh my gosh, this is great. People were excited. It was in America for the U.S. team. And they were playing in Pasadena. And so, you have the Rose Bowl. It was historic. It was amazing. But that was a shocker. I was 12, but I vividly remembered that. I was playing soccer, and you're like, wow. So, right now, your coach is getting fired. In '94, Guys were getting murdered.
It was much
okay?
worse. Much worse.
Like, by the drug cartels if they lost. So there was a lot on the line for some of these guys who were playing.
Yeah. Well, I was even, last week I was in LA for the Turkey-USA match, and we talked a lot leading up to that one of, well, what is there on the line here? The U.S. has already punched their ticket, and they basically approached it that way by rotating the entire squad. It was the B team, if you will, out there. But for the Turkish side, they were already eliminated. They hadn't even scored a goal in the World Cup yet to that point. And going into the tournament, they were thought maybe to have been the favorites even to win Group D. They were a side that was coming in strong. And a lot of the stuff I was reading online and stuff was basically the Turkish players, it was going to be embarrassing for them to go home, to land in their home country if they didn't score a goal, if they didn't win a game in the World Cup, or at least register a point. And being in that stadium when the first, not even just the winning goal or the second goal, the very first goal that just tied the game with the U.S., the Turkish fans I could see around me just burst into tears.
Wow.
And the fans they put up, people were sobbing. And this game meant nothing. It meant something, obviously. But in terms of the tournament, it was just a game that had to be played because it was scheduled. And the first goal that Turkey scored in this World Cup, people just started sobbing because that's how much it means to them. So this is what the World Cup is. And these are the stakes that are on the line for the United States tonight against a Bosnia team that they're going to be strong, they're defensive, and if they're going to score a goal, it may come from Edin Dzeko. He's 40 years old, but he's kind of their talisman. He's been to a number of World Cups. The worst thing for me, Ellen, in this World Cup, we got like a minute, I know, before we have to hit break, is I'm 33 now, and this is the first World Cup I've watched where anybody in their 30s is like a dinosaur on the field. Like Tim Ream is like in his mid-30s, and they're like, whoa, he's the captain of the U.S. He's so old.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, what happened? It's like we have to get walkers for these guys now because they're 33. I mean, I know my back hurts a little bit, but come on, guys.
Yeah. But that, to me, that was the difference of this team versus some of the other teams in the past, where they would just keep these guys on, like a Landon Donovan or whatever, or even for the women, Megan Rapinoe. They were keeping these people on the team because they had the name recognition. And
and you got to sell jerseys and commercials, all that stuff.
And they were older. And I'm like, look at the 20-year-olds. Like, literally, go to the national teams and get the 20-year-olds because they're stars. They're absolute stars. People just don't know their names yet.
Yeah. So we'll see tonight, too. I read somewhere that Bosnia is kind of styled like a U.S. team that we have traditionally seen in the late 90s, early 2000s, where what they lack in talent, they have size and physicality, and they will play more defensive. And to your point that you said earlier, this U.S. team, we've never seen them play like this. Be the aggressor, have so many skilled players offensively that can press and score goals. So we'll see what happens. We'll talk a little bit more World Cup, and we're going to dive into some of the new food items that the D-backs are unveiling this week, because it is 4th of July weekend at the ballpark, Chase Field. It's a home series for the D-backs. So we'll be back in a few minutes here on the Sports Exchange. Welcome back to the Sports Exchange. Robby Baker, Ellen McNamara in the house.
Yeah.
We didn't get to them at the beginning because we were just so into USA World Cup fever. But you brought soccer props today.
I did.
And I have to know, we got an autographed soccer ball, some other goodies here.
So for background, I played soccer growing up, like my entire life. I grew up in Texas, and like the club system, especially for girls in Dallas, is like out of control.
Okay.
And even back then, today, the same thing. But you had a lot of, at the time, North Carolina was like, #1 in women's soccer.
Okay.
You had a lot of girls that I played with that would end up at North Carolina in, D1. So I ended up going to Texas Tech and playing soccer there. And, I loved it. And I have always loved soccer. And so just for background, we talk about the 94. I'm going back to 1999.
Oh, okay. Okay, I was older then. I can remember 99.
Okay, so this ball, which, it's clearly been in a little deflated. It has been...
The autographs are still pristine now.
They are. It's been in a closet. So in 99,
there we go. We got to get
the
shot
U.S.
of it.
women's national team, you talk about the women, Mia Hamm, Brandi Chastain, Brianna Scurry. Brianna Scurry was the goalie. She was an African-American woman who was like, oh my gosh, she was so powerful. So I'm trying to find Mia Hamm. I got Brandi Chastain somewhere. Okay, so Brandi Chastain is right here. So Brandi, for anyone who knows soccer, if you were alive, I think you would remember, she was the one who ripped off her shirt. So there was a shootout.
Iconic image now.
Iconic image in the Women's World Cup 1999. And it was, I believe, in the Rose Bowl, I think.
It was either the Rose Bowl or the Coliseum, right?
Yes,
one of the LA stadiums.
One of the LA stadiums. So she kicked, it was PKs. They're in penalty kicks right now.
Is it Japan?
China.
China, okay.
China, yeah. She kicked the winner, the winning PK, and just got down on her knees and ripped off her shirt. And 99, nowadays, people don't dress like wear hardly anything when they go to the gym. But in 99,
it was a different time.
To see a woman, rip off her shirt and you see her sports bra, it was like, this is like, wow. That was a big deal. Okay?
People are like, well, this soccer's interesting.
Yes, yes, they were. Yeah. And what was cool about her was that she was like a feminine woman, but she was ripped, and it was just this amazing moment. And the U.S. ended up winning, and Mia Hamm. So Mia Hamm was really the star. She was number 9.
How did you get all the autographs on this ball?
So someone bought this for me when I was in high school.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And then Brianna Scurry was the goalkeeper at the time. She was before Hope Solo, and then Mia Hamm was basically like the Alex Morgan.
Okay,
yeah. So there's that. And then I have this picture.
This is the one I'm excited for.
This is Brandi Chastain, and she was the one who ripped off her shirt. And so I was at...
Oh, there it is. Perfect.
I was at a soccer stadium. I can't remember what it was, but yeah. So this is me in college, I think.
I love it.
I am totally cheesing out.
You don't look happy at all to be there.
And Brandy's here. And I told Robby my eyebrows at the time, in
I wasn't going to bring it up.
In 2000.
I wasn't going to say anything about the eyebrows.
In 2000, no one had eyebrows. If you were a young woman, you just plucked the heck out of your eyebrows. So I have no eyebrows. But anyway, I was very happy with this photo, seeing Brandi Chastain.
That was so cool.
So
was she cool in person?
She was so cool.
She seems like she's a cool person.
And this was taken with a disposable camera. Okay.
Oh, back in the day.
Back in the day. The disposable camera, and this is a great picture. So I am very happy about that. That is on my mantle somewhere. We have a bookcase with a bunch of cool photos.
Yeah.
So that is there. And she was just so cool. But anyway, so growing up playing soccer all the time, and then in college, that was just, just amazing for me. That was a great moment.
That's great. Thank you for sharing those.
Yeah.
I saw you in the parking lot when you were coming in, and I was like, whoa, Ellen is prepared. She brought props. We're doing this thing today.
And it was so funny because some people didn't know that I was filling in today on the sports show. And so Mark Martinez was like, are you bringing this ball for comfort, for the game? He was like, is this your lucky ball?
It's a good luck, yeah.
I'm like, no.
You just do a little keepy-ups with it while the game's going.
I told Robby, I was like, no, I told Mark, I was like, no, I'm filling in with Robby today. He's like, oh, Oh, okay.
No further questions.
There we go.
No further questions. We got some plenty of people in the chat. We got some Brazil fans, plenty of USA fans as well. Thank you all for chiming in. I can't read the name, but somebody asked how we are doing today. I'm good. I won't speak for Ellen, but I'm doing great.
And I wore this shirt when they played Paraguay.
Oh, well, this is good luck then.
Yeah. Like
manifesting victory.
I was wearing different clothes for the other games, but this was the Paraguay, and they played so well. So I was
I'm
going to wear it again.
You can't change it up now,
Yeah,
you know?
you can't.
Let's see. The other thing we were talking about, just in terms of World Cup before we transition to the D-backs, is just this tournament in general. We already mentioned the upsets, but if you are just a casual soccer fan, obviously the United States has hopefully brought you into the fold here. But the stars have turned up in this tournament too. And you look at the Golden Boot is the award given to the player at the end of the World Cup that scored the most goals. Right now you have Messi and Mbappe, both with 6 goals already. Yeah. You got Erling Haaland, the big Viking from Norway, and Harry Kane on 5 goals. And then Vinny Jr. of Brazil and Ousmane Dembele of France on 4 goals right now. If you're talking about the stars, and you expect the stars to show up in the World Cup, but I mean, I can't remember, and I've watched World Cups as long as I can remember. I can't remember a tournament that has been dominated by stars like this. Right. I mean, Messi at his age he doesn't even look like he's running out there. He's still just floating around the field and scoring goals. Yeah. Harry Kane today, 2 goals in the second half for England to lift them to victory over the Democratic Republic of Congo. That looked like it was going to be a huge upset.
I know.
And Harry Kane just willed England to victory. He's got 5 goals now. And then Mbappe, he's only, I think, Messi set the record for all-time goals in the World Cup earlier this tournament. And now I'm pretty sure Mbappe's only 1 behind the record now. He scored like 17 goals in 18 World Cup games or something, and he's only like 26 years old.
I know.
It's crazy.
Mbappe, and when you look at the French team in general, I don't know if they can be beaten. Just looking at
their front line is
them,
just insane.
They are wild. And if you mark up, double, triple up on Mbappe, then they got 4 other guys who can kick it just like Mbappe too. So the French team is going to be really difficult, I think, to beat. We were also talking a little bit about the amount of goals that have been scored. And I know a lot of people, especially in America, they give soccer kind of a bad name just because it's like, well, a 1-0 game is not going to be very exciting in a 90-minute, total game. But the thing about this World Cup, there have been so many goals. And
a ton.
And something we were saying is that a lot of people believe that the water break has helped. And
I'm curious that you played soccer.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm a huge soccer fan. I've just kind of, the hydration breaks, I've just kind of gotten used to it.
Right.
It was actually funny being in LA Stadium last week. All 2 times, technically, they had the water break halfway through each half. The whole stadium booted, which I thought was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But as a former player, would you have liked having the little 3-minute respite to get water and talk to your coach, or would you have preferred to just push through? Because we've also seen it. Not only has it maybe indirectly led to goals or not led to goals, but it has also shifted momentum. Because when teams have come out one way or the other, like the Congo today, when they came out and scored a goal in the first 10 minutes, you could almost tell England was kind of like, if we could just get to the 20th minute, we can take a breather, we can adjust our tactics. Would you have liked that as a former player to have the little break point?
I think so. And I will say we did. The only time we had another water break on top of halftime was when we would go play a tournament in Houston. And it was in the summer. It was in the summer, okay? I mean, it was like 100 degrees and just total humidity. And you had to go to this tournament because all these college scouts would be there watching you. And so that was the only tournament that I can ever remember where you had another water break because it was just so unbearably hot
that would be brutal,
and humid. So, I mean, I think I think it can help. I mean, it is a way to sell ads for the network.
Money's the name of the game.
And that pays our salary. So, we'll take it.
I ain't hating it.
But yeah, I think honestly, as more people are drawn into the game of soccer during this World Cup and they're excited or whatever, and if it means that a couple more goals are scored because guys are a little bit more rested, they get maybe some Gatorade or whatever, I'm all for it. I think as long as we can help grow the game, I think that is a positive.
Yeah, and the hydration breaks, I feel like it's been funny as well that you've heard the announcers at first couple games of the tournament, it's a hydration break, and now the announcers are just kind of like, well, that's the end of the first quarter.
Yeah. Yes,
I'm like, hey, we're just calling it how it is, and
right.
I appreciate that. I truthfully don't think we're actually going to have time now for the food package, but we'll call this kind of like just a deep tease to tomorrow, because we'll manifest a U.S. victory, and then we could talk about that tomorrow with the 4th of July food item. So that it all ties in. You know?
Oh, it's going to be great. Yeah, and the D-backs, they're home. So
they're wrapping up I think tonight's they're wrapping up the series with the Giants.
Yeah, but they got a lot of fireworks happening, and there's actually a kids camp, D-backs kids baseball camp.
Oh, okay, all right.
And my son is doing that. So I know
going
about
after
this.
It. Yeah.
And they get to go on the field.
Oh, fantastic.
So I was like, this is amazing. So,
nice.
And that is happening Saturday.
Oh,
so
fantastic.
There's a lot going on.
There you go. So we got some D-backs in here. One other name, if you're watching tonight, I just wanted to mention this because I think this kid's a cool story. If you're watching the match tonight, I'm going to butcher the last name, but I'm going to try my best here. Esmir Baraterevich.
Okay.
I think we're close there. But he was actually born and raised in Appleton, Wisconsin. People kind of, when he was younger, I guess jokingly called him the Milwaukee Messi. He came up through the MLS system. He played in like the Revolution, New England Revolution's youth team and stuff like that. He now plays for PSV in the Netherlands professionally. But I guess he never really got a look with the senior U.S. team.
Yeah.
His lineage is Bosnian, so I think it's one time, I believe, you get to switch what national team you play for, and so he switched to play for the Bosnian team, and Esmir actually scored the winning penalty kick to beat Italy. Italy would have been in the World Cup if it wasn't for this kid.
Wow.
He scored a penalty kick in the last qualifying playoff game to send Bosnia to the World Cup. Now he will be playing against the United States, the country that he grew up in, didn't really give him a chance to be on their national team, and he has been one of the stars of the tournament so far for the Bosnian team. So I also found out tonight, you could probably see my notes so you can see now, but their nickname, I didn't know the Bosnian, their nickname. Do you want to take a guess?
I have no idea.
They're known as the Dragons.
Oh, okay.
Google told me that.
Okay,
I'm going to assume it's right. But
no, so we might see some dragons potentially.
I think that there's the Bosnian fans have been great in this tournament too. It's I kind of feel bad for some of the teams like Bosnia, I guess for example, because they haven't got some of maybe the publicity of the Netherlands or Japan and some of the big names. But the Bosnia fans have been great in this tournament so far. So we'll see how this plays out. They beat Wales and they beat Italy in the final World Cup qualifying games to get to the World Cup. So this Bosnian team, they beat some heavyweights. U.S. is favored tonight. I think it's going to be close. I'm going to go 1-0 USA. It's going to be very stressful.
1-0.
I'm going to have a lot of gray hairs by the end of this, Ellen, but I think the Stars and Stripes win. What do you think? We got like 10 seconds.
I'm going to go 3-1. 3-1 U.S.
USA. There it is. USA.
And if we win